Mumbai fans will be hoping that the previous season was an aberration as well, because they don't know the floor. They only know the ceiling, right? Because that's where they usually are. They finished number 10 last year. Today also, they broke the bank. They got one very big buy. Didn't think that Mumbai had the coffers to actually go after them, because they only went in with 20 crores odd. But they broke the bank, got 17.5 for Cameron Green. And we were wondering, because you're thinking, they're getting Cameron Green as replacement for the retired Kieron Pollard, who's been, like their key player. But they already have Tim David. They've had Tim David last year. He's done well for them last year. So, kind of confused. Does Tim David get pushed out? He can't. He's 8 crores.
So, if his Cameron Green comes in, I think he has to come in for either Stubbs or Brevis. I mean, those were the two players. They were the gun sixth player that they were playing.
Yeah.
But again,
Archer plays. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. The point is that I don't think Cameron Green is going to be very effective if they're going to bat him there. But to move the top order,
which means everybody moves to accommodate him.
Yeah,
See, that's the thing. Never grudge. Nobody's grudging the player the paycheck, which is great. But it's only the paycheck kind of, what the paycheck does is, or what the aggressive bidding does is, it tells you what the team is thinking. And when a team bids so aggressively to get a player, means they have a plan and they're going to be very set in their plan and they won't move it around. So, which means, is their plan to play him as an opener? They already have very good top order players, right? You're playing Surya at 4 in a T20. That seems like a waste.
They can say move Rohit back, but Rohit is part of one of the greatest partnerships, one-day partnerships.
But Cameron didn't have to open. Those 3 games that he opened were the only time he's ever opened in his life in any form of the game.
Yeah. My point is,
so he can come in at 6 and play that role.
But then you had Tim David as that.
David will play that role too. So and Sky.
So you've got basically, okay, that's great. You've got 3 hammers.
So my only point is that you have a situation where you've bet on a guy just like you bet on Pollard 12 years back. And I think that's exactly what they're looking at. Almost the same height, around about the same size. Somebody who will fit in with that. Okay, we have a Pollard. This is our new Pollard. Yeah. He's much younger and he's going to do it for us. But Pollard is a generational player.
Yeah.
He's a generational player. He's won 5 championships with you, played a huge part in it. It doesn't come off every time. That's my only problem. They're banking a lot on Cameron Green to play. And I'll be interested to say that if Cameron Green doesn't come off, what happens to them? I don't see that much of a problem because I think they have the side. But then they don't have that many all-rounders.
If Cameron Green doesn't come off, they play Brevis or they play Stubbs.
But then the batting just gets a little short.
No,
the bowling gets
Brevis is fine. They'll play Brevis or Stubbs in that power-hitting role.
Yeah.
And they'll say, okay, I've got 5 bowlers thereafter. And then maybe I'll use a bit of spin from Tim David. I'll use a bit from Tilak Verma as my 6th bowler. The problem will be tail batting.
Correct.
Because
it's a bit long.
Then you need to have an Archer at 7. Yeah. Or they might say, I'll have a Ramandeep Singh kind of player at 7. I'll get 2 overs out of Ramandeep Singh. I'll get 1 out of David. I'll get 1 out of Tilak Verma. I'll mix those round and I'll have 4 gun bowlers.
But again, there's the problem. I don't think Mumbai has addressed the problem today of that balanced 11.
They have done one other thing.
Yes. They've got babyface assassin. Yeah. World Cup winner, IPL winner, Piyush Chawla.
To do what? When they're travelling and they need the spinner, they'll tell Piyush Chawla, listen, don't bother running around on the field.
Yeah.
Don't bother
You're
having to bat.
Player?
You bowl your 4 overs and go back. There is now a rule that allows us to do that.
That's right.
So we'll let you do that.
Yeah, so that's
impact
what
player.
Impact player.
Now, for the next 35 seconds, very quickly, Mr. Bhattacharya will explain the impact player rule, if you can.
If I can. I mean, whatever little I understand of it, the impact player is very simple. You can replace an Indian player for an Indian player at any point in time.
Yeah.
Whichever player you replace him with will play the rest of the match. So what you can actually do is actually have a bowler come in, bowl 3 or 4 overs in the trot, so 8-9 overs, and bring in another bowler who can start bowling another 4 overs from there on and take it off. So effectively, if you use it well, you may actually land up with a situation where you can play 4 bowlers and get the value of 5 out of it.
Play 7 batsmen and 4 bowlers. One of the batsmen goes off, so effectively we got 7 batsmen and 5 bowlers.
Yeah.
So what I would like to see in that rule is if you're playing 4 overseas players, allow 1 overseas player to be replaced by another overseas player.
Yeah.
So that at no point is there a 5th overseas player on the ground, but you're only doing that within the quota of overseas players.
Yeah.
In which case, someone like a Brevis bats and goes away, then you get Berendorf coming back in, and you've got the extra overseas player, but you still got the 4 overseas players only. But you're still using the
so overseas for overseas.
Yeah, fair enough.
See, look, remember in what was it 2005-6 they had the super sub rule.
Correct.
Okay, it was on for a while.
Yes.
Guess who the most successful super sub was for India?
Who?
RP Singh.
Oh, yeah?
So RP Singh would come, he'd burn his quota, and then he'd go away. Somebody else would bat
Yeah,
for him.
the thing with
He's
that
one of the most
was-
useful super
The
subs.
thing with that was, though, you didn't have the same flexibility as now.
Yeah.
The super sub had to be nominated. So if you lost the toss,
Yeah, you didn't. You
then there was an issue with the super sub. Anyway, so
So here's the thing. What will happen is that the tournament will start. The captains and the support staff and the coaches will grapple with this strategy as well. And we as viewers will go along on the ride and we'll understand it as it plays out. I think the best way to show people is
but
to
the
show
toss,
people.
instead of naming 11 players, you name 15 and say these are the 11. and
Four.
One
That's
of these
four. Yeah.
four.
The reason he's saying that is because there's four you can nominate. So it's like football. You have substitutions. Only here you can bring one substitute on. That's all.
Yeah.
But you have to nominate
So
four.
you have to measure for the side that you could be batting or bowling.
Yeah.
So maybe two batting options, two bowling options.
So what they say in life, na, it's not the person you are, it's the person you can be.
So I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'll tell you what's going to happen on this. So Dhoni is going to use it very effectively for 1 year, after which the rest of the teams will catch up. That's exactly what's going to
But
happen.
one other,
Professor साहब करेंगे फिर student करेंगे.
बाकी लोग सब देखेंगे
but
अच्छा ये
one
क्या
other
कर रहा है.
such player.
Yeah.
And a player called Shams Mulani.
Yeah.
The spinner.
Mumbai.
Every time you look at that Mumbai scorecard, Shams Mulani has taken wickets. So, and he can bat a little bit too. They've got a very interesting player in Duan Jansen, who's a bigger tonker than Marco. May not quite be the bowler Marco is yet, but he's the same height, bowls the same way. And you know, Marco Jansen was bought for 20 lakhs by Mumbai Indians.
Yeah.
They're now saying, okay, we made a player here. Sunrisers, you want Marco, take him. We'll take Ruan.
We'll get another Jensen.
We'll make him a player now.
Yeah, we'll make
Correct.
another Jensen. There
Jansen
are more
calling-
Jensens in the world.
Ah,
Okay?
Jansen calling Jansen.
Yeah, we've got one more.